insurance cover?
The insurance is if I screw up.
Oh, that's the line
Yeah,
I asked you.
basically I have immunity.
Malpractice or something.
Yes, it's malpractice insurance, and I'm immune from most lawsuits. But if someone were to allege that I stepped outside the bounds of the judgeship, both Jim and I have that, and Mike had it before us. It's to cover the defense for that.
Okay, just.
Knock on wood.
You're not talking, it's not a big figure, but it
Yeah.
just.
Well, no, it's a good question. Yeah, it's just hopefully it's never used. It's one of those things, but that's there if there's an allegation that I've made it something improper that's outside my immunity.
It is pretty, that looks pretty cheap compared to the medical field.
Oh yeah, exactly. And like I said, as long as I stay out of trouble, it'll stay down. We've got a few folks out there that seem to think I'm not exactly fair to them, but so far the Supreme Court has declined to pursue it.
Like everybody goes through.
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody that loses, at least. My problem with my job is half the people walk out very unhappy.
Any other questions for Judge Wall?
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I'll stay here with Amy.
Morning. I have my three funds in front of you. The adult user fees and juvenile user fees pretty much has stayed the same, except, which fund do you want to go with first? Which one?
First one we have up is the
County General here at
County General.
Okay, which is basically our salaries, and those are according to the 2013 salary schedule. And that's probably included in your packet as well. That's set by the state. The raises per officer is based on years of service, and then the two administrative secretaries, those are a 3% increase from last year.
Maybe you don't even part-time though, do you?
No, I do not. And included this year in the county general is the institutional care for $150,000. That has been moved over. The commissioners have asked us to take that out of their fund and put it into ours. Institutional care is the money that we use to pay for detention fees
Where'd you say it used to be?
in the commissioners fund.
I found it in the Commissioner's Fund, and that was there again, I thought, why is this in the Commissioner's Fund? That should go to the department where it belongs, so I shifted it to her department. So it's nothing different, it's just a shift.
Does your budget show that decrease?
I think our budget's down $167,000.
And I can let you know, of that $150,000, in 2011, we used 119 of that, and so far in 2012, we've used 94,000 of that. Just to kind of give you an idea where we're at with that 150,000. Even though it's come out of the Commissioner's Fund, that's how much has come out.
Must have been a reason that was in the commissioner's budget. What it was.
Sometime back.
Yeah.
Is that the way it is in code?
Paula Warden has always done the claims for that fund, but I'll be taking that over now. It's in the appropriation.
So when it was in the commissioner's budget, then you had to go through the auditor's office and get it transferred and all this.
Paula Warden handled all the claims, so I'm not sure how exactly, who signed off on those claims. Possibly the judge, maybe? Judge Hewer?
If they put somebody in the institutional care.
Did they get it out of the commissioner's budget a piece at a time, or was the whole thing transferred at once?
He set a time. It wasn't a straight, I want my 150, please write me a check for it. They wrote a claim
They filed a claim and then it was approved.
approved by the judge that that person could go to that thing. Cedar, who else you have the contractor? Is this juvenile?
Right, this is juveniles.
Cedar Bridge and who
We have a contract with Muncie, which is Cedar Ridge, and that's what we use for any detention that we know that's gonna be coming up. Anytime that a juvenile gets picked up in the middle of the night, needs placed, we typically use Pierceton Woods, which is run by Lifeline, which is right in Pierceton, or Allen County Juvenile Detention Center. If it's a runaway, they can't be placed in detention. They have to go to a residential, like a non-secure facility. We use youth services in Allen County, and then Pierceton Woods also has a non-secure part. So those are the local ones that we use.
And they give us a claim, and it gives the person's name and everything, so it makes more sense that Amy or Paula, the people who are involved with those youth and know them, which if that came through and Don signed it, he wouldn't have a clue who John Jr. Bieber is, so.
What happens is that comes through,
I don't know who that is.
that comes through a bill from, let's say, Allen County Juvenile. It will list the person's name, the days they were there. Then our actual officers go check, okay, this was my person, and they'll verify, yes, they were there that time, and then we send it off to Paula, who then does the claim. But we do double check to make sure they're,
Amy, is there a cost difference from where you send them to Lifeline or you send them to Allen County?
they're both running about the same. I believe it's about $120 per night for them to be there. The contract that we have with Muncie is for $89 a night or a day. So we try and use them as much as possible, but when Muncie's just too far, if we're not gonna make an officer drive to Muncie in the middle of the night, so.
Does that $89 also cover transport?
Yes, from Muncie, it does. If they need to, say we have somebody going for a weekend, Muncie will come up, pick them up, take them back, and then at the end of the weekend, bring them back. So that's a really good deal. Compared, yeah. We're on a 45-day contract that we've renewed once, and we'll be getting ready to renew it again, but.
Maybe just for my own peace of mind, you talked about each probation officer gets paid by the years of service, and I'm assuming that's at $50. Is that $50 per year of service?
No, it's, if you look at the salary schedule that's attached, it's set by the state of Indiana.
You should have a copy of
Yeah.
that.
Okay. That will tell you right there with it. And I just calculated, they will not hit this amount on the budget until they reach their anniversary date. Like, my anniversary date is August 22nd, so I won't actually hit that amount until August 22nd.
And the reason, because it's based on years of service, that's why they don't receive longevity.
Okay.
They're the only employees that don't receive longevity pay.
Okay.
Any other questions for Amy?
How many probation officers do we have?
We have five.
Okay.
We have two
How many we have now?
Five. We have 2 juvenile officers and 3 adult officers. I still maintain a caseload as well as being chief, but I don't have as big a caseload as my other 2 adult officers. But
Back here on, what were we on, adult, supplemental adult probation, they got other services, that figure got doubled, is there any particular reason for that?
that's just, what I did is I took the amount of money that we have in adult user fees at this time, subtracted what I know needs to come out, and that was the amount that was left over, so that we have that to
Okay,
basically
that's
operate if we
fine.
needed.
Is there any way to use more of the supplemental adult, the 21,000 for wages? Just saying there's a healthy amount in there to help offset county general in any way. Did you ever think about that?
That's up to the county. They want us to use that. We do take the 23,000 already out to supplement some of the salaries. It's just that money's not guaranteed to be there forever, so.
One-time
2 officers. I'm just saying that if you take it out of, say, Sims, where she has 15,818 coming out of county general, and maybe put 30,000 of it, or all the wages for it out of adult user, it would use up the 80,000 surplus that you have sitting there. It's such a limited, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
I do want you to understand that. I just submitted a claim for 13,000 back to county general. We do collect administrative fees. So out of our fund, we've just, and that's not included in our budget, but I've just submitted a claim back for $13,000 to help. That's to go back in the county general to help with salaries.
And money that Amy does collect does come through her report of collections. Some of it gets dumped into county general.
Okay.
I just want you to keep
And
an eye.
it goes back into county general.
Yes, and that's what she's telling me too.
What is that figure, Amy? Do you know? That's dumped back?
That, like what, yeah, like I just, for the past year, we go July 1st was $13,000 is what we collected. It's called administrative fees, so when a person gets put on probation, they have to pay fees. And that's what's earmarked administrative fees, then we turn back over to the county. This year it was $13,000 for adults, and I believe it was like $4,000 for juveniles.
Is that for the whole year?
Mhm.
Do you remember what it was last year?
Like 16,000, a little bit more.